Hello friends and welcome to the first C program. So today we are going to learn our first C program on the Turbo C++ compiler. So without wasting much of our time, let's quickly start with the Turbo C first program. So to do the same, I am going to double click on this icon which says Turbo C++ and then I'll click on Start Turbo C++. So there you are. We're going to start with a new file, and over here I'll start typing the few initial things which are required. So I'll first punch in the lines and then one by one I'll explain you what those lines are for, or to be more precise, what those instructions are written for. First I'm going to write a normal comment which will tell us what this program is written for. Now when I use the word comment, it clearly means this comment is only for us to know what this program is all about. It has nothing to do with the logic of the program. And when you compile the program, this particular comment is ignored by the compiler. So how do you write a comment? To write a comment, you'll use a forward slash followed by a star, and then you could write any line that you want. For example, now our first C program is going to be all about only printing hello world on the output screen. So I'll write program to print hello world. After the comment is finished, I'll again put a star mark followed by a forward slash, and then I start typing in my program. So here it is, include stdio.h, then hash include conio.h. Now, what is hash include stdio.h and hash include conio.h? So these are two header files. These header files are there in C library. Now, what is the use of these two header files? As we all know, C is a language which is made up of multiple functions. These functions are of two types: inbuilt function and user-defined function. Inbuilt functions are those functions which are already written and saved under different header files in the C library. User-defined functions are those which are written by the programmer. Every C program has minimum one function, and that is main. And main is a user-defined function. In this main function or any other user-defined function, we can use innumerable inbuilt functions of C. Now in this particular program, we are going to use few inbuilt functions, and these inbuilt functions are saved under different header files like stdio.h, which means standard input output header file, and conio.h, which means console input output header file. The beginning of the statement is written by hash, which is a preprocessor directive. Now, what is a preprocessor directive? It means you are telling the compiler that before you could execute the program or compile the program, kindly include these two header files, because my programs will have certain inbuilt functions, and if I want to use those inbuilt functions, I cannot use them unless these header files are part of the program. So before you could compile the program, kindly include these header files, and these header files for this particular program are stdio.h and conio.h. So as I said, hash is a preprocessor directive. Preprocessor means before the processing could take place or before the compiling could take place, kindly include these two header files. And the syntax means the way you write a particular instruction or program. Syntax for writing a header file is the less than sign, greater than sign, and between them you write stdio.h. Same goes with the other header file. After doing this, what I'm going to do is I'll hit the enter key, then I'll punch in void main. Now, as I said so, main is one of the user-defined function. Without main, your C program is incomplete. So every C program will have a main function. Now in this main function, how do you write a main function? First, here I'm mentioning void followed by name of the function, that is main, and then I have written parenthesis, an open bracket and close bracket. It is called parenthesis. This is how you write a function. Now here I'm going to define a function. To the word define means I'm going to tell the compiler what all things I will be doing in this function. So this is how you define the function. First you write the return type of your function. Now what is return type? You'll come to know when you learn the chapter functions. As of now, I am writing void. Void means empty, null, followed by name of the function, that is main, and after that you have parenthesis, open bracket and close bracket. After this I have a curly brace, which means the definition of my function starts from the curly brace. Now here what I'm going to write is CLR SCR, which means clear screen. Now clear screen is an inbuilt function. This inbuilt function is written under the header file conio.h, that is console input output. This function, what it does is whatever must be the result of the last program that you've executed is there on the screen, that will be wiped off completely. So you have to write clear screen right in the beginning. If at all you have any declaration, first do the declaration and then you write clear screen. In this program, I am not declaring any variables, so I've clearly written clear screen. After that, I'm going to use another inbuilt function, and that is printf. Now, how do you identify that it is a function? A function is always identified by, first you write the name of the function, then you have parenthesis, and then there's a semicolon here. Whichever inbuilt function you use, you always mention the name of the function, then you have the parenthesis, and then you have a semicolon. This is the process of calling the function. So in case of inbuilt function, you can only call the function. You can neither define it nor declare it, because the term definition and declaration is already done under the header files that we have mentioned above. So printf is an output function. Since it is an output function, it comes under the header file stdio.h, which means standard input output header file. That's the reason we have mentioned these both header files right on the top. Now, in the function printf, I have started the function with an open bracket followed by double quotes. Now, whatever I write in the double quotes, that will be printed on the screen. So here I'll mention hello world. And now, if I want anything else to be printed, I can continue writing that. If at all I want only this message to be printed, and if it is done, I will put the double quote, I will complete the bracket, and then I'll give a semicolon. Semicolon in C language is as good as a full stop in English, which means that the statement here is complete. After this, I will type in another inbuilt function, that is getch, followed by parenthesis and a semicolon. Now what is this getch used for? Getch is again an inbuilt function. It comes under the header file conio.h. What is the job done by getch function? After you compile and run the program, your result appears on the screen and goes off immediately. At times it is not visible for a normal eye, because the frequency is really fast. In order to keep the answer glued to your screen, we use the inbuilt function getch. It is get the answer on the screen and make sure that the answer remains on the screen till the time you want it to be. Once this is done, I'll complete this with a curly brace. So now the program is ready. Now what else am I expected to do? I'm supposed to save it. So I'll click on file, I'll click on save, and over here I'll mention the name. So I'll type it in short, HW, that is hello world, and I'll click on OK. And now I want to compile this program. So I'll click on compile, and then over here. So the compiling part is done. There are no errors. Now I'll click on run. The shortcut key for compiling and running or executing this program is Control F9. So once you press Control F9, it does both the things, compiling as well as it will run the program or execute the program. So here we go. So there you are. Hello world is on the screen. So to go back to the editor, you can hit on the enter if you want to recheck it. If the mouse is not working anymore, what you could do is, here the mouse is working, but in many a case, because we are working on virtual DOS on Windows 10, if the mouse doesn't work, you got to use the shortcut key Alt Tab and make sure that you reach the top menu. Once you are done with that, you go to the first option and you select Repaint Desktop and hit enter. So your mouse gets activated like this. Then I'll click on run, and here it is, hello world. So friends, that was our first C program. We are going to learn many more programs. So keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.